So today we're going to do something different. I have this client who came 2 weeks ago for her Dazzle Dry manicure, and I took pictures, so that's good. I'll show you how the nails looked 2 weeks ago. And there is some peeling on her nails, okay? So we see some peeling, especially on these two nails. And she told me that unfortunately her manicure did not last because these nails broke and they peeled like 2 days later. So this is why I often recommend not polishing the nails until the nails are healthy, like these ones, because this is going to last. These nails are very good, but these nails are peeling and it's just going to take the polish with it. That's what happens, causing sometimes more damage. But I actually see that the nails are better than they were last time, which is a good sign. So no additional damage has happened. Last time we actually used the OPI repair mode before the manicure, but today I'm going to use something different. So I'm going to use CND Rescue RXx because a lot of people are asking what is the difference in these two products. They actually work quite differently, and I know that they say that it's a daily keratin treatment, but it's not the keratin that works, it's just this other ingredient. It's too long of a chemical lesson, but it's a different product. But the bottom line is, how is it working? So we'll see how it's working, because I'm going to ask the client after the manicure to go home and use this product twice a day. And if you guys are interested, let me know in the comment section if you want to see her nails in a week, and then we will see how the product worked in a week. So I really do not recommend polishing these nails, because when the nails are polished, you're going like one step forward, one step back, and nothing is actually improving. If you leave the polish off the nails, you start treating the nails with polish-free treatment. I really don't believe the polishes actually benefit the nails, and it polishes treatments either. You then are going forward, one step, one step, one step, until the nails are fixed, and then you can go back with polishing your nails. Okay, so I'm going to do a quick manicure. Her nails look really good. Other than that, I'm going to do a dry manicure and use this product at the end. So when the nails are peeling like this, I like to keep everything nice and short. And I really do recommend doing manicures weekly. And I really do recommend not wearing nail polish longer than, I would say, 6 days, honestly. I wish that was not the case, but from viewers' feedback, I'm learning that many people have issues when they wear polish all the time. So if those issues don't happen to you, if your nails are like made of steel or something, then by all means, go ahead. But if you are noticing surface damage, then first correct the damage and then go back to polishing the nails, but don't wear the nail polish that long. I had a very interesting comment. I'm going to show you the comment, and I actually wanted to make a short video, but you know what? I'm going to explain to you what I think. So the person was experiencing, the viewer was experiencing white spots. And she said she experiences that with the manicure flash and even with Dazzle Dry. And she was wondering if she should add under Dazzle Dry a base coat that does have, I don't know why, nitrocellulose, just so the polish does not last as long, because she believes that the long-lasting polishes cause the surface damage. But I don't think it's the actual, I don't know how to explain, the bond necessarily that causes that. I think in that case is basically the fact that that you are wearing that nail polish for so long. So instead of searching for different base coats, just still use the same base coat, but just don't wear it as long. Because I think over time, I mean, the issue with the surface damage, I don't think it's just caused by one thing. I think it's a perfect storm, because for sure, I think to a degree it happens because of the nitrocellulose in the nail polish that breaks down to nitric acid. I'll leave a very interesting article in the description box that basically oxidizes the keratin, possibly damaging it. But Dazzle Dry doesn't have nitrocellulose, and it does happen sometimes with Dazzle Dry as well. Honestly, in my experience, it happens much less, but people that wear the nail polish all the time, because what happens is this. Sometimes people wear, oh, and this person, oh my God, I'm all over the place. This person was saying that this does not happen for her with regular nail polish, which is kind of shocking, right? But then she says maybe it's because the regular polish does not last as long. And that's a very good point. It's a very good observation, and I feel the same way. So basically what happens sometimes with Dazzle Dry is people wear regular polish, I don't know, for 3 days, then it starts chipping, they take it off. And then they discover Dazzle Dry, and you know, it dries in 5 minutes. It's really different than other polishes, so they love it, and it lasts very long. Sometimes it lasts up to 2 weeks. So they're like, okay, this is great. And then they wear it for 2 weeks, then they take it off, and of course they're like, oh, I'm just gonna throw more nail polish on because, you know, it's going to be dry in 5 minutes. And after a while, they start seeing surface damage. And I think especially it happens, and I asked this person, but I haven't received the answer yet, if she uses 2 layers of base coat or 1, and if she's using Transform, because I find, unfortunately, Transform for some people, it just doesn't work. I think what happens is it creates a much more rigid surface, and that, I think, can contribute to that surface damage. So my advice with Dazzle Dry is enjoy it, definitely, but maybe if your nails are prone to surface damage, don't wear it more than 5 days or something, and then take off the nail polish, apply some kind of treatment, do warm jojoba soak, and then keep the nails bare for a couple of days, and then reapply the polish. Another thing that I've noticed, that people seem to have much less surface damage even though they wear just 1 coat of clear nail polish. So for example, on my nails I usually wear, because I'm cheap for myself, I use the Catrice base coat and top coat, but I have clients that wear the Dazzle Dry base coat and top coat, and they don't seem to have surface damage even though they wear the polish for 2 weeks. Again, it could be coincidence, but I think, I just have a feeling that such thin coating, because the base coat, Dazzle Dry base coat, is extremely thin. It just, once you put it on, it just looks like you have nothing on your nails. And then the top coat, that 1 coat of polish creates such thin and flexible coating that possibly the oil can penetrate through that polish and somehow treat the nail as well. So now, I mean, I have different needs for manicures at the salon. So if you are interested in doing your weekly manicures, because again, this is not a weekly manicure, this is once in a blue moon manicure, right? So it's a little bit different process. But if you're doing your weekly manicures, I have a video on how to do extremely simple manicure. So I'm going to list that in the description box and in the comment section. So now what I'm doing is just very gently here removing the cuticle, because I nudged back the skin fold, not the cuticle. So the cuticle was left behind, and I'm removing the cuticle, because now if you shove everything back, what are you removing with the e-file? By the way, speaking of electric files, I get questions which kind of file I recommend, and I recommend none. You don't need electric file when you're doing your own nails once a week. You really, really don't. I don't use electric file myself. I don't need it. If you do proper nail care, you are going to not need it. But for my needs here in a salon, I absolutely love it. And by the way, if you're a professional and you want to learn how to use electric file, you know what? I was actually thinking about doing classes, one-on-one classes, because this is something that I don't think can be taught online. I really have to. So when I teach people how to use electric file, I actually teach them on myself. So this is pretty risky, but this is the best method. So what I do is I just ask them to do my nails. And if you're interested, and if you want to visit Spain, because probably you're listening from US or Canada or England. If you're listening from England, like that's a pretty short flight. So we're near Girona Airport or Barcelona, so if you want to travel, let me know. I think it would be a pretty good idea to combine maybe a long weekend or something and manicure class. You can probably write it off. But yeah, if you are a professional and if you want to learn how to do very gentle, non-invasive dry manicure, because just because this is called a dry manicure, so many people do dry manicures, and some of them are, I don't know, to me they look pretty invasive. So mine are extremely gentle. I mean, we all have different needs, but if you want to learn, then I don't know, talk to me. Now, next step, smoothing the free edge, the ends. Because sometimes even when we're using, like I use, this is 240 grit, okay, this side. By the way, these are soft touch files. So even though you use a very soft or like a high grit file, the edges are still sometimes just, I don't know, a little rough. They're not rough, they're sharp, that's the word. So what you want to do is you want to take a buffer and just run the buffer along the edges. I'm not going to file the surface of the nail because that just further weakens the nail. By the way, if you're interested why I do buff the nails, sometimes I have a video about it. Okay, so now I'm just going to get dusted off and then take pictures, and we'll just compare very quickly to the previous set of pictures and see how the nails improved and how they're looking. Okay, so this side here with the black glove is from 2 weeks ago, and this is from today. To be honest with you, I was hoping that there would be a little bit more progress, and this is why it is so important to take proper photos. So I thought the nails were so much better, but they are a little bit better. So let's look. So this nail looks a little bit better. You see, it looks a little bit more sealed. Same thing with this nail. So there is an improvement, definitely. As you can see, this is 2 weeks later because this nail had this little bump here. Now the bump is here, so it's growing out. There is a bump here, and now there is a bump here. Sometimes it's due to trauma, not a big deal. Okay, and the other hand. So the other hand, this also looks a little bit more sealed, a little bit lower. This picture is a little fuzzy, I'm sorry, I don't know why. It is a little bit peeled, a little bit higher. I think this was a little bit separated, so this is better. This nail is growing out, it looked quite thin. I don't know what happened to this nail. So there is this area here that looks a little bit, it looks dry, but really it's not a dryness, it's some kind of a surface damage. So this area was here. So this is growing out, looks like it's growing out nicer. Okay, so I just shook it. And it's too bad that this product does not come in with a dropper, but it doesn't. But I guess because it's not a professional product really, it's home care product. So this looks like an oil, it's not just an oil. Again, I can maybe, if you're interested, let me know. I can kind of do like a quick chemistry lesson and let you know what I found out from a chemist about this product. So yes, if you're interested, let me know in the comment section and I'll do a quick chemistry lesson for you. So you want to do this twice a day, and I would do like a nice drop of oil on each nail and just kind of massage it in. Underneath the free edge is also good. And I mean, as always, I recommend using oil after each hand wash, dab of lotion after each hand wash. It makes a big difference. But after each hand wash, you don't need to use this much oil. You need much less. But for this purpose, we're going to use more. Okay, so now I'm going to use like one of the best smelling creams that I've ever experienced. It's this one. This stuff is incredible. Oops. So, the other hand. Sorry, it's a little cold. This smells so fresh. Oh my God, I don't know. It's absolutely incredible. Now, when it comes to smelly creams, normally it's interesting. I'm not a huge fan of fragrance. But for a salon purpose, when people come in for like a relaxing treatment, this is beautiful. So I highly recommend it. They also have one in a tube, but the tube I finished already. So very similar consistency. I had someone ask me about the IBX treatment, if I would recommend it. You know, I think honestly, it's something that could be a little helpful in her case. I think daily care beats the one time a week treatment, honestly. So I would definitely recommend doing something daily to improve these nails, to condition these nails. So hopefully we'll see her next week. If you guys are interested, please let me know in the comment section. And thank you so much for watching. Bye.